Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Balatro, where I have not completed another gold stake run, but leveled another deck up to gold stake. So just as a quick peek in on what this deck is doing, the ghost deck here allows spectral cards to appear in the shop, and you start with a hex, which lets you polychrome a joker, but it destroys all your other jokers. Obviously the intent here is that like your first meaningful joker, you hit it with the hex, and then you have a polychrome joker to grow up on. Early in the run, because spectral cards appear in shops, I was able to get an Ankh, so I bought a castle as my first joker, polychromed it, and then Ankhed it, so I have two of these, just a huge amount of chips and multi-mult, and then, yeah, from there it was just a matter of like picking up things that seem kind of good. I had a streak of lucky Wheel of Fortunes. None of these jokers had editions on them when I bought them, but they all got holographic, which was rad. And as you can see, this is like just towing the line. 360 was the boss blind, and I made 380. Like up to the very last card, I was nervous that I wasn't going to get there. But now here we are indeed, with one more deck that can participate in our search for gold. And also, I did unlock one of the remaining jokers. On a run attempt before this, I saw Chicot, who just sits in your inventory, and every time you start a boss blind, with this card in your inventory, it deletes the blind effect. It seems fine, seems alright. I almost made it that run, but one thing that's really cool about these guys is you never buy them, but their sell price is like incredibly high. The shop value is incredibly high. So if you got this and like weren't impressed with it, I think it sells for like $10. I had a swashbuckler at that run, which is not usually the sign that things are going well, because swashbuckler, in my opinion, is a little not great. But boy, it sure helps. Anyway. Only one joker remains locked. Let's go ahead and give this a couple of tries here. So I wanted to level this deck up after leveling up the other one because I think spectral cards are just incredibly powerful. It's not so much about the early hex, although the early polychrome joker can be very cool. And there's a lot of jokers that with a polychrome on them become totally endgame viable. Not necessarily like endless viable, but we're not really playing for endless. But just spectral cards appearing randomly. Some of the spectral cards are so powerful. So let's give this a shot. Hey SB, don't you think it would be better to like stick to one strategy and learn something and maybe like try to acquire some consistency? No, obviously. Why would you ask that question with the evidence that sits before you? Come on now. So I hate trying to go for this straight, but also like trying to find a flush in a 7-card hand is so brutal. Okay, well, I mean, it wasn't that brutal this time, but you know what? Listen, you've seen the other episodes. If you're here, you've seen the other ones. It can be. I just need like a pair. Yeah, let's just discard some cards, looking for a pair or something. There we go. The king by itself was going to be just a little bit insufficient. Okay, to-do list, oops, all sixes. Neither one of those would be really in consideration. I might, you know what? If the to-do list wasn't eternal and it had an easy hand on it, I probably would actually pull it. But obviously that's not the case here, so let's keep rolling. Okay, that's kind of cool. Discard some cards, kind of just hoping. Alright, the 3 of a kind isn't quite going to get us there, but we'll take 3 of a kind on this. We'll see if we can pick up some more clubs. And this can very easily serve as the bridge hand. It's like usually you need one really good hand and then one hand to bridge the remaining space. Did we get it? We did. And hey, would you look at that? It bridged that space quite expertly. Okay, so here's where I get nervous. I don't really like burnt joker all that much. We're not going to take it, but I am always worried heading into the first boss blind with no Joker. It's very easy to have the run just evaporate on you at this point. Do I want to hold the 3? I guess so, because if we pull the 5, yeah, it gives us room to give us a much enhanced ability to play a real hand off of a single discard. Although dumping the 3, we would have been fine there too, because there was another 3 on top of the deck. There are 3 6s and 3 jacks, or... Yeah, I think we're better off going for the straight here. We need to find 1 of 6 cards instead of 2 of 8. And indeed, there it is. Alright, how much do we still have to cover? 84. That feels like it should be pretty doable, but this hand has no anything to play, which is pretty bad news. 3 9s still in the deck, so... Yeah, we could try something like this. 2 pair might be sufficient. This is going to get us... No, this is going to get us 60. Without the debuffs, this would do it. Sadly. Yep. It's really not that hard to beat the 3rd boss blind in an 8-card hand. But on Gold Stake, I find that I'm finding more and more that I come up just a little bit short if I don't have a Joker yet. Alright, not a terrible start. +1 hand size isn't even bad, and I might take it if it wasn't Eternal. I would certainly think about it. Curse you, 3 spades, 3 clubs. There's not really like straight potential. I don't really think is here, so we're just gonna have to guess which one's coming off the deck first. Okay, well, a spade. Again, I think this still has no straight potential. Okay, here we go. It begins. That's going to get us most of the way, but we're still going to need the bridge hand, and we do not have a lot of tools to find it with anymore. And actually, it's a pretty big gap to bridge, too. It is over 100 points. Like, this 2-pair would not get us there, right? Was that 16, 30? Yeah, it'll be 70. So we need to try to get another flush or something. We need like we need a hand that's slightly realer than I would like. Nope, that's not gonna do it actually. Yeesh. 7-card hands, y'all. All right, 5, 6, 7, 9. Like draw 8 or diamond puts you in an interesting spot. Draw neither. It just means you have to go back to trying to draw 8 or diamond. Okay. This is going to come in, I think, a little bit too low to clear us. Yep. But... well, never mind. I was going to say, but I'm pretty sure that the most pairs even would get us out of here. Unfortunately, we did not get a pair. Alright, I think these are the 2 that are most likely to double up on us. Okay, did not occur. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're picking these up. The blue Joker is... I don't know, I find it frustrating to work with. It probably will get us through a couple of rounds. You know what? Okay, I'm going to take it. It will probably give us enough juice to at least make it a little bit further. We will sell this before we hex the, our first real Joker, though. And immediately we find ourselves in just a terrible position here. This hand is nothing and going nowhere. I guess 3, 5, 6 is the best we have to go on, preserving one of the suits. Only draw cards of different suits than that from that point on. Cool. Cool and good and awesome. Well, this is pretty not good. So clubs are now the most populous suit in the deck. I think I'm just gonna do the same. Like, the more we leave this in our hand, the more mathematically right it becomes, as all of the other stuff slowly comes out of the deck. Now the question is, do you go for? I think we play for the flush at this point because there are 9 clubs left. Okay. Pretty ugly. We definitely would have lost there without the blue joker, though, so that's something. Spare trousers are interesting. We could sell the blue joker to pick up the spare trousers and hex them. If you can force them through, I think they actually can get pretty good. We'll see if that was a silly thing to do. And of course, immediately we are shown a hand that has no pairs of any kind in it. Nor can it draw into any pairs of any kind. Alright, well, I am going to take the flush. Obviously, I would prefer to get these moving, but the game seems pretty intent on that not occurring. So the queen's got 3 still in the deck. Oh, right. Discards 2 random. Yeah, you can't. The boss blind that forbids you from doing any kind of setup work at all. What a good skill testing challenge that is. Well, there's 2 5s left, 2 7s left, 2 10s left. Still all 3 queens. Alright, was kind of hoping to keep the pair. Somehow we drew into a 4-4 anyway. This isn't going to get us there though, right? Nope, okay, it did, just barely. I think we probably better not spend any money here. Although if we had the money for that spectral pack, I probably would take it. Because I sure do love spectral packs. Come on, show me some pairs. There we go. Do I want to run out another one of these cards? I'm probably not. Let's just see what happens here. What happens is we are not going to be allowed to do that again. Alright, I'm going to need a little bit of an assist here. So we need like something to help us cover our numbers while we're playing 2 pairs instead of real hands. Or we need something that's going to help us play full houses, right? I'm hoping, okay, well, we might be able to just make the full house happen on this one. Although, you know, it is going to come down to luck. So, of course, it will not work. Alright, and we have 1 club in here to give this a little bit of juice. But, like, it is definitely at least as important that we power up the trousers as that we actually survive. Because the powering up the trousers is how we are going to survive longer. So, yeah, none of the kings have come out of the deck yet. There we go. Still trying to get another one. Like, how high does this card have to be before it's good? A plus mult with a multi-mult on it. I don't know. I don't think we're there yet, for sure. All right, I will buy this economy joker. Face cards are drawn face down. Might not be a problem. It's hard to say. Let's just discard some stuff looking for who knows what. Pair of tens. Pair of tens is fine. Having a little bit more trouble drawing pairs than I would like. That's certainly the case. This could be a pair. Do we want to just... Yeah, you know what? Go for it. Hey, it was. Cool. The fact is, we kind of like desperately needed that to be a pair, so that's part of the reason I was willing to go for that. Okay, I didn't think that was going to push us over. I was trying to get us close so that we could take a risky play, and if it turned out to be a two pair, cool, and if not, it would still push us over. But I guess I got a little aggressive. I pushed us over early. You know, I do love a trading card. Is this the deck for trading card? Does it make sense here? Not really. So I guess if it kills us, that's my bad, everybody. But like, you know what's cool? It's just like getting rid of cards that are in your deck and they're not doing stuff. They're not doing things of value. Yeah, okay. I mean, this Onyx Gate is helping us. It is doing exactly the job we bought it for, right? Giving us time to get the upgrades. All right, would love to get one more, and one more we shall have. Up to 16, feeling pretty good about that. I think we just continue onward here. Blinds are getting a little bit ugly. Don't really want to burn one of these threes out. I'm just going to keep knocking cards out of the low end of the deck, I think. Just sort of arbitrarily. Okay, so here's where we're in trouble. This hand is absolutely goddamn nothing. And we do have to make up a pretty significant amount in total. Kind of need my doubles to come up containing a club, you know. There's not as many 8s as there are 7s, but of course we're going to draw an 8. Yeah, I think this one's dead. This is an interesting idea, but we just didn't have the cards necessary to make it work. Is there a thing that could still save us? Yeah, like a straight flush, maybe, right? If I pulled a straight flush, which would require... Let's see here. We have a 5, but no 6 in clubs. We could pull, 4, 5, 6, 7 in hearts. And then we already have the 8. Yeah, it's got to be something like that, right? So we had discard for that purpose. I guess we can hold the 9. That helps. When I say discard for that purpose, you know what I mean. Hey, what a surprise. We did not get there. But I think it was our best chance. Gold stake. These 7-card hands, they are just brutal. And I keep trying silly things with the jokers, but like, you gotta try stuff. You gotta have hope. You know, have some kind of belief in a plan. Arbitrarily here, we just have to pick a suit. Okay, it looks like we are maybe chasing the correct suit. Actually, this has a straight in it, and I almost just went right past it. No, it doesn't. There's no 10. What am I talking about? I almost went right past it because it wasn't there. I think we keep looking for the other diamond, even though the game is being recalcitrant. I mean, either that or like a 10 or something would have been fine, you know. It would not have been that hard to just straight draw that into a straight. Paintbrush is fantastic. It's one of the best things that we could receive here. Once again, we're like real close to that diamond flush. This time it comes up in a timely fashion. Hard to imagine we're going to hit it again. Don't really know what we want to pursue here. Just try to find something off this 5, 6, 7. No, we cannot. That is not where the something lives. So yeah, I mean, there's still, yeah, it's still nothing. There's still nothing to do here except play to the straight. And it's like, we can't afford to hold the 3 and the 9. So we just have to guess. Do we think we're more likely to draw a 4 or an 8? And technically we're more likely to draw the 4. But if we guess wrong and we get an 8 instead, that's just, yeah, you lose. That's just, oops, you lose. It happens on this difficulty, some significant amount. Yeah, we definitely want to pursue the flush here, right? Well, we need to draw 2 of the 12 ace 10 jack here, or ace 10 9. Whereas to complete the straight, we have to draw 2 cards from a smaller pool. I mean, I'm oversimplifying, but yeah, that's... Let's try to make the straight happen, and then we're still actually holding on to, you know, a fair number of diamonds, so we maybe could have also been pursuing the flush. Okay, interesting. So, half Joker... Half Joker's not going to work on the next the boss blind, which is annoying. But half Joker will have you playing real small hands and getting carried for a while at least. It's definitely not going to receive the hex. I mean, I would love to play a 3 of a kind. If you manage to get 2 duelists to fire once, it has bought itself off and then some. Okay, so here we just need to make a 3 of a kind happen somewhere, and there's no way to know where it will occur. Discard some cards and hope some doubles or whatever come up. All right, now we're hunting around the 7. That's kind of all there is to do at this point, is hunt around the 7. What am I doing? I'm thinking like we're gonna play 3 of a kind and it's just gonna crush, but right, we have to worry about the psychic too. Which means we're looking at like the 6, 7, 8, 10, trying to find a 9 or whatever. Yeah. This is okay. I was gonna say this is a pretty grim situation, but actually I think we just top decked. So. I sure do love to ruminate. Okay, now we're just looking for a 3 of a kind. And the 7s have shown back up to volunteer, but also there's these jacks here. I sure would love it if one of you would would call forth another from the deck. There we go. That should extremely do it. Okay, and now to-do list has straight flush showing, so we're never going to make that happen. We may as well sell it at our earliest opportunity, our earliest convenience. Okay, is there something here that we want to take? I mean, so the downside of hexing Acrobat and relying on Acrobat to get us through stuff, obviously, is that it means we're not getting any money from hands for the entire run, basically. Like, every time you go to the final hand to get this X3, you're costing yourself a couple bucks. It is powerful, though, and it's the only thing here that's powerful. I might just go ahead, do this, and then we'll keep looking for other stuff, and it'll at least be providing that times 1.5 on non-final hands. So that's something. Guess let's look for the flush. Let's find the flush. Yeah, see, it's contributing. All right. The straight is theoretically makeable here. A couple of different straights, actually. Yeah, I'm a little worried about this working out as well, because you do want to hit a good hand on that Acrobat final. And I'm wondering what that looks like from here. Like, obviously, you could just draw a 5 and everything is great. What if you don't draw a 5? Well, it doesn't matter, because we drew 5. Because, of course, we did. Because we're unstoppable. It's actually trivially... I could be stopped so easily at this point. You know... I guess it doesn't matter where this goes. Ice cream, I think, is actually... This is another one of those ones. It's not quite popcorn, but it will hold you for a while in most circumstances. Let's try to build that straight. Doing pretty okay. All right, there we go. And yeah, you just want to get some decent multipliers that you're getting, 400 chips or something off of this. And it's easy. It's just that easy. We'll do this. If we draw an 8, it's over. And if not, we can try to make it work. All right. Final hand. It would be cool if this was a good one. It turns out to be a good one. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if we had some buffer, you know? I mean, if nothing else, that's funny. Do we now... Or what else do we do now? The bonus on our final hand is going to be phenomenal. I guess we just keep all the money? Alright, trying to find that full house. I don't know. This is not going to be worth a huge amount. Yeah, maybe the thing to do here is to just, find your way to a decent hand and burn other hands on it. Actually, what am I doing? I'm still trying to go to the club flush, but that was 4 diamonds. I should definitely be going to the diamond flush. Alright, we have here a straight for the final. Can you imagine if there was any amount of mult preceding this stuff? We'd be unstoppable. So we're really just trying to craft for the final final hand here. We're probably going to play a bunch of garbage. It's very... Well... Alright, the problem with the play a bunch of garbage strategy is that it's very unpredictable exactly what the score of any hand will be given misprint. And so it's tricky to feel safe. How would you ever say, yeah, I have enough? I mean, I guess the answer is you would get to a place where you're winning without the misprint. Wow, we don't get to close on the flush. Is that gonna kill me? No, because we're so close in the first place. Also, that single high card ended up being worth 7,000 chips. Alright, well, we can buy this without it doing any harm to us now, and none of this other stuff is very exciting. First hand is drawn face down. You know, I actually kind of want to play to get these flipped over rather than... Yeah. Rather than discarding. I do hate that we don't know the numbers of the suits in the deck. Stupid face down nonsense. So, a pretty even suit split. And not really looking like anything as far as straights go. I guess let's see. Okay, just trying to find, like, are we doing a high straight or are we doing a low straight? It looks like a high, or it looks like a low straight rather. Okay. We're not quite there. Give me a 6. Or, alternatively, a nothing. We still made it. Somehow that still made it. This is not working. This is not a real strat. I need actual mult. This stuff is not... Okay. You know what? You're going to take me back in time. You're going to give me some economy. We're going to try to find a joker that gives some actual mult. Because once we have some, it's acrobats and stuff. They should be very good. This should be a very compelling show. Pull the straight that grew out of our flush. Then go back to trying to find the flush, I guess. Alright, this would be a pretty good time for it. And indeed... Nope, never mind. Indeed, there it isn't. But we do have 2 pair, and one of the pair is deuces. So, get excited. Who could beat such a hand? I ask you. Yeah, this is killing me. We are simply not seeing the kinds of jokers that we need to resolve our little problem here. So everything's evenly divided up again. I guess, like, keeping these cards lets you maybe lean into a flush, maybe lean into a straight. Okay, the straight is right there. The question, do we want to wait and do it last and just, like, you know, play a couple of garbage hands to get down there? I think the answer to the question is yeah. Okay, it even improved a little bit in my hand. I suppose, now that we're at this point. Okay. Discarding one of those to see if we got to go from, like, an 8 to a king with some value. Okay. What am I even looking for is a great question. So what do we have here? This, unfortunately, is a hand of cards that are sort of, like, spread through the middle. Like, around 5 and 6, and then around 9 and 10 are the 2 points where if you reduce these too much, it really affects your straights. That said, We need money, y'all. We need to do a little bit of re-rolling. We need to find a joker that has some value to us. I don't know that I want to reduce my hand size. I just need a joker that does molt. Why is this so hard to find? I mean, that's something. I don't even really do that many flushes. I mean, y'all are seeing this. We're just getting. We are being fully denied any chance out of our predicament. Club cards are debuffed. Let's take the worst straight of all time, or the worst flush of all time. Okay, so we have 4 diamonds here. The flush seems doable. I said foolishly. Okay, there we go. At the last moment, a flush always arrives exactly when it intends to, that sort of thing. I don't want to trash our economy too badly looking for stuff, but like, we do need to find stuff. This is kind of what I was hoping, was that I could find a temperance or an early hermit. I'll take 2 temperances. Let's us look around a little bit more. Ice cream's like extremely whatever at this point. I mean, it's fine. I guess we'll take it. It doesn't matter where any of this stuff is. And you know what? Okay. Should have done that before buying the ice cream. But I didn't know that my brain was going to make me do it at that point. So I guess we'll try to see if the straight's available here. Yeah, it totally is. Okay. Then we'll just play some garbage or whatever. Get down to this last card. I'm going to... Yeah, let's play you two. Because if we can draw the nine of spades, we can do this as a straight flush. Never mind. That's right. That was the last hand. What was I doing? I pressed play instead of discard is what I was doing. Terrifying thing to notice after the fact. Okay, so we can just judgment, looking for something. Sell these to make room. Ugh. And then fool. Sell that and rejudgment. Yeah, they really don't want to show me anything that is particularly valuable. I mean, like, this isn't horrible. I think we are going to go ahead and just invoke the power of the acrobat on this one. Oh wow, that wasn't sufficient. I thought with the flush and everything, but I guess yeah, there's the problem of the misfit or the misprint where you have no idea what value is going to come out of it. All right, well, that happened that way, and my faith is shaken. Let's do one more with the erratic deck. I will say I'm not necessarily playing my sharpest. I see that. It's a little frustrating. Okay, so we got a very spade heavy deck here. 9 4s, 7 8s. And as you might imagine, most other stuff's pretty thin on account of all the clustering. So, okay, 4s and 8s, especially spades. Well, I guess that's not necessarily true, is it? There are 2 4s of spades. Okay, there are 4 8s of spades in this deck to start with. But, you know, you can't assume, actually, with this one. All right, that seems like a fine starter's full house. All right, now obviously, stuff like Zany Joker is way more viable in a deck that has this many duplicates. It's 4s and 9s? 4s and 8s. 4s and 8s. Okay. Let's just discard for some 4s and 8s. Like, yeah, I really am just looking to trigger Zany Joker more than anything else. And between the two really large clusters, I think we should be able to do that pretty regularly. Let's pop this Spectral Pack, kind of hoping for an Immolate. Sadly, 2 of my 8s are in here, but I'm going to take it because I want to be able to pick up Grabber. And then, like, honestly, what's going on in this Arcana Pack? Re-trigger all card held in hand abilities. So not particularly relevant to us right now. So we have goofed up our clusters a little bit here. We are now on, full deck, 8 4s and 6 8s. But, you know, this is still happening. And our economy is in, you know, not a half bad place. We'll do this and gain $1. And then I think just push on here. So I'm just going to discard everything that isn't a 4 or an 8 for a minute here. I wonder, can I get the 5th 4? Because I don't know for sure that the 4 of a kind is going to get us out of here. Okay. It's not by a huge amount. Let's start with the Arcana Pack, but that Raised Fist is looking pretty good. Okay, yeah, show me something. Matador is pretty unexciting. Alright, if I want to sell back up to the income threshold, the interest threshold, I have to sell both of them, which is a little awkward. So there's only 3 7s left in the deck, but since 2 of them are out already, we'll just give that thing a shot. You know what? If I'm trying to make sure I'm getting at least 1 3 of a kind, it really does have to be the 4s, doesn't it? Okay, that's interesting. Full house into a 9 left in hand. Show me something neat. Hey, that's pretty neat. I guess I would like to death something into an 8. I'd really like to death something into a 4, but that is not an option we are being given. So let's turn something that isn't a spade into a spade. And I guess I want to pull from values that are really underrepresented, so like the ace, actually. Maybe makes more sense. Alright, let's do what we can do to keep tilting the deck in the direction of 4 and 8. Even if sometimes that does mean, you know, cauterizing a portion of our own strategy. All right, that's a pretty strong starting group of 8s. Not so good for the Raised Fist, but the base values on 5 of a kind will make up for it. $11 versus Emperor. I'm going to take the Emperor. Okay, those are decent cards. So let's turn 2 of the 4s into these. And then Hierophant. I don't know, just 2 of those cards, I guess. And I'm going to turn the ace into one of these as well. Okay. All of a sudden, we have a lot of improved 4s to work with. I don't think I need to roll just yet. Okay, 4 showed up first. In force. And then stopped showing up inexplicably. I don't know if that's going to be good enough. Let's find out. It turns out yes. Turns out by approximately 50%, that was good enough. Okay, big spectral pack gives us an immolate. It gives us a deja vu. It lets us just hit cryptid on the 4. I think I'm inclined to put a red seal on the 4. You really like, this doesn't have a lot of value until you find something for the multi-trigger to do. But like once it has an addition or an enhancement or something on it, yeah, it'll end up being worthwhile. We just got to get there. These are not super exciting. Hearts is not really a thing we want. So it doesn't hurt to just make one of them wild. Okay, the queens are showing up to work. Be nice if everybody else in the deck felt that was important. Since we can nail a flush here, I guess let's just do it. Yeah, that's remarkable how good that is, actually. Yeah, sometimes you're just gonna have trouble pulling the things you want. Oh, you know what? The mime is triggering the raised fist a second time, I think. I think that's what I just saw. Yeah, okay, so it's doing something in our hand. Or in our setup, rather, in our deck and strategy. That said, obviously, like, that's not viable as a long term. Runner also probably not viable in any kind of long term. We could re-Joker. I mean, it's not the worst thing we've ever seen. Yeah, give me these. Okay, Hermit's definitely welcome. You're probably just sail fodder. 200 chips if you have 4 of a kind. I think I'm going to buy this. We do not need a Matador. The Matador is simply not providing a lot of value. If we had the spade version of this, I might give it serious consideration. Okay. Diamonds are debuffed. Shouldn't be a problem, although it is interesting to hit both of our high-suited cards there. Or high-suited values, especially since actually diamonds aren't that common in my deck. Yeah, actually it's a weird coincidence. So there's only 3 queens left to the 8 fours. We might be able to get to a 4 of a kind kind of place here. That's really all I'm interested in. Now that I've done this, we're going to draw 3 fours. Maybe not right away, but mark my words, you'll see. Okay. Well, it turned out it was 2. That's the thing about oracular visions. They can be sort of murky like that. Very difficult to avoid just grabbing paintbrush instantly. And I guess we can rip this Arcana pack too. There's a pretty decent chance, yeah, that we're just going to pull $20 out of it. little bit of leeway to look around here for more stuff. We only have one king, so Baron is out of the question. We haven't done any blind skipping, and I don't think I'm terribly likely to start now. Feels bad to discard the pairs, but the things that are common in our deck just don't want to play like they're common. It's very weird. It's like every time you discard a 4, another 4 is going to come up. It's like a hostage situation. Okay, that's better. That's more compelling. I'm going to see if we can get the 5th one. Can indeed. Now, the problem with the 6th one, obviously, is that it makes these two pretty bad. But honestly, these two are the ones we're most interested in replacing in any case, so it doesn't really change much. All right, pair 4s right away, which is okay. Potentially going to grow into a great store of value, was what I was about to say. Do note, it's none of the good 4s. All of the improved ones are on holiday somewhere. All right, that's fine. We'll just take them. With this being the thing that Raised Fist is triggering off of, we'll get a decent amount of mult there. It's not bad, but it's certainly not going to breach the vault at the end bosses, right? Like, I need to find a way to step up the spice level here. Only one hand type per round. This can be a very challenging thing. All right. I'm going to leave the 2-4, the 4s and the 8s. Okay, what if the one hand type we can play is full houses? Doesn't get us our extra chips from the 4 of a kind. Ooh, wow, it leaves us way in the dust, actually. That's very bad. 7, 9, 10. I guess we want to keep the 9. Shit. And here come the full houses and whatnot. Guess stop showing off. Oh no, friends. Yeah, this one can really be a challenge. The thing is, at this point, even if we get it, it doesn't matter anymore, I think. Yep. We needed that to occur another time after that. That's really rough, because like you have to play a hand once you've exhausted your 2 discards, your like very piddling number of discards. But if you're not lucky enough to be ready to go right that second, you just lock yourself into a hand type that probably can't win the round anyway. That might be like sort of quietly one of the scarier blinds if your strategy's not together, because you can kind of fake your way through many of the others. Even maybe especially the face down cards one, if you know what your face down card ones, if you know what you're doing. The mouth, you just need your luck to come a little faster than usual, and if it doesn't, you're doomed. And so, we got doomed. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We are so close. We're having runs that feel kind of good some of the time, and there is actually only one more Joker to unlock. Like, I'm feeling like we are at the edge of this game. We are ready to see the final bits, but we're not there just yet. So come back next time for more attempts, and we'll see you then.